Henry's twisted logic really did comfort Dorian Gray. He looked up and acknowledged Henry's words, saying, "Henry, you've helped me understand myself." He even seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. So, Henry used Sybil's death to give a brilliant lesson, brilliant in quotes. Dorian's faintly resisting conscience and remaining moral reasoning were completely poisoned. From then on, he embarked on a path of no return, as the masterpiece most cherished by his mentor. If the portrait grows old, ugly, and hideous, let it be. Why dig into it? The most important thing is that I, Dorian Gray, stay forever young. So, Dorian pulled the screen back in front of the portrait, covering its original position, smiling as he did so. Then he went into the bedroom. His servant was there, ready to help him change. An hour later, Dorian Gray was sitting in the opera house, listening to Lord Henry leaning in and speaking to him. He completely forgot about Sybil and her death. If Dorian Gray's desire to marry Sybil was an insincere statement, filled with hypocrisy and self-deception, sometimes we find that hypocrisy and self-deception can be better than cold reality. When Dorian Gray was willing to deceive himself, it meant he wasn't ready to admit he was completely fallen. He wanted to believe he could offer genuine love, treat Sybil well, and that entering a worldly marriage might offer a different possibility for his life. Unfortunately, Lord Henry changed him, or you could say the author Wilde didn't give Dorian Gray such a chance. Sybil was dead, and Dorian's soul's ugliness was unavoidable. So he chose to fall further into depravity, sliding deeper into the abyss. He hid the portrait in the old study that was hardly used anymore, covering it with a purple curtain. He didn't want to see the ugliness of his own soul. Next, Dorian developed a strong interest in various forms of art. He seemed genuinely immersed in the ocean of beauty and love, studying tapestries, jewelry, fashion, music, and even religious art elements. He maintained a dignified appearance, sometimes active in high society, and at other times mingling in darker places like opium dens. People are always split this way, half angel, half devil, battling each other at crucial moments. For Dorian Gray, this was just a way of seeking sensations, a means of escape to avoid the moral warnings brought by that hideous portrait. Let the portrait bear the burden of his aging and evil. But as the portrait grew uglier, it also bound Dorian Gray. Even with the door tightly locked and the key always with him, Dorian constantly worried that his evil secrets would be discovered. He became increasingly afraid to leave London, even to leave his own home. As he committed more and more evil deeds, the portrait's beauty further deteriorated. Its grace gradually vanished. Dorian Gray had so desecrated his own portrait that it suffered disgrace. Meanwhile, Dorian Gray maintained his beauty, vitality, and sense of purity. But just thinking about that portrait continuing to exist forever gave him chills. Once the artist came by again, wanting to see his exquisite work. But Dorian Gray refused. Why? Because he was afraid to reveal his sordid secrets to the artist. But for a moment, he even felt a bit of regret, wondering why he had hidden the portrait. Why couldn't he tell the artist the truth? The artist was just and would surely help me resist Lord Henry's influence and the harmful aspects of my own nature, preventing me from living in shadows. Indeed, the artist could have helped Dorian Gray, but it was too late now. Time passed, and Dorian committed countless evil deeds, but his appearance still seemed to inspire admiration. Meanwhile, the portrait gradually became bald, with murky eyes, wrinkled skin, and a face full of malice. 18 years passed, and Dorian Gray was 38. To others, he seemed to retain his beauty forever, still resembling the image created by the artist Hallward, which captivated many. However, strange rumors about Dorian's lifestyle had spread throughout London and became a hot topic in clubs. People said that many young men were deceived by his appearance, but after admiring and getting close to him, they slowly became corrupted, leading to their downfall and committing numerous wrongs.